good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, and I am joined by two of my colleagues, Ms. Farah, who is the HOD of English, and Ms. Srishti Khade, and an activity coordinator with us. And both of them will be sharing views on the importance of today. That is, we are talking about the International English Language Day. And this is really a great pleasure for me to share my greetings on behalf of Kuma's Global School in Lucknow, India. I'm excited to be a part of this particular event and also for the cause of quality education. And I'm thankful to our chairman for the association, Mr. Janaka, who is making no stones unturned left to make this summit a great success. And this is on this virtue that we are there today to explore the participative format of learning in this very way. Well, as we all know, the South Asian International Association for Early Childhood Care and Development, we also call it SAIA, talks about the Sustainable Development Goals, and the initiation today is reflected as this special program for the South Asian region in to celebrate the International English Language Day today. So friends, it's really a great pleasure for me to once again welcome you all. I also take this opportunity to now I would request Madam Farah to initiate the call for today's event and take it further.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Commerce Global School, Lucknow, India, we welcome you to this special celebration of International English Day. For all of us who are educators and who are involved in the teaching of English, it's a special day of celebration. For everybody in the world, all those maybe 25 or 30% people of the world for whom English is first or second language. Two, it has significance. What I would like to say right at the onset is exactly what this International English Language Day means to all of us. What it means is not a celebration of English as a language of the Englishman, but as of English as a language which belongs to all of us now. It's the UN Day for English Language, and it has been chosen for a reason. That reason, as we all know, is the commemorating the birth and death anniversary of William Shakespeare, who is perhaps the most famous of English writers, perhaps the greatest of them all, because his contribution to English is not just about literature, it's about his role in making English the English we use and know today. In every way, perhaps as a poet, as a playwright, he was a great writer. But more than that, it was his creative genius which molded English into the language we use today. Before Shakespeare, there was a different English, and after him, it was different. I suppose it is kind of the bridge which brings us to the modern English that is in use now. The words, hundreds, maybe thousands of words, which he's credited with creating, the phrases that we still use in everyday language, which come originally from Shakespeare's plays. Acknowledging all this, the day was chosen, but the UN actually wants us to celebrate something more than just the language itself. The idea behind choosing this to celebrate days for all the 6 major languages, the official languages of the UN, was to acknowledge the role of language in the in multiculturalism, which is very significant, which is one of the core ideals of the UN. UN really wants people to acknowledge every language in the world, every culture in the world, to give space to the cultures of the minorities, of the small groups, of the tribal communities, everybody. So we begin with celebrating the 6 major languages. They are major languages because they are spoken by large numbers of people. English in particular is spoken perhaps by the maximum number of people in the world in some form or the other. But today, well, it has grown. Even I suppose there are British institutions which acknowledge that the history of the spread of English is an ugly one. We have to acknowledge that it spread, colonization, because of colonization, all kind of oppression, bloodshed. But today, it is a language which unites. It is a unifying force for the whole world. So many places, so many people, so many different kind of cultures all come together on one platform just because we are able to communicate with each other using this language. Keeping all this in view, the role of anybody who teaches English becomes very, very, very important, because every English teacher is in a way an ambassador of unity. So keeping this in view, I would like to invite all of you to share your views on this day and on the significance of this particular occasion. My colleague Srishti Khare would, I think, like to take up something from here. And then we would love to hear from the other delegates.
Hi, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. I'm Srishti, and a very happy International English Day to all of you. And for us South Asians, it comes as a second acquired language. And I think we have very well acquired a second language with so many languages around us, with so many vernacular dialects, in so many ways. This one language connects all of us. To give an example of our country, we have around, according to our constitution, we have 22 official languages, but English is one language which is connecting even North Indian to a South Indian. So that's the way it is connecting all of us across the globe. That's why it is said it's lingua franca, friendly language. So being an English teacher, being a part of, I think this subject is part and parcel of my life now. I am with it and I'm nothing without it. So what I feel today as a teacher, when it has become the most important part of imparting instruction to our children, to our students, so that they grow globally. And for that, they need to learn this global language. I have stopped addressing English as a second language. I have started addressing English as a global language, because this is one language which is connecting all of us. And I think that's why we all are sitting today and talking to each other and understanding each other.
Absolutely.
And we don't need translators. We are understanding each other. So I'm very happy, and we really celebrated it with high enthusiasm in school today. And today we do have World Book Day as well. So there was a lot of reading exercises and a lot of know-how on the fundamentals of the basic structural part of English. Everything was conducted in the school, and I did see some enthusiasm in children. Nowadays, I feel children have stopped running away from English. What I used to see some years ago, oh, no, it's tough. We can't do it. But I think we as teachers have somehow transitioned from there. We have made them transition through that fear that no, it's not a tough language. It is something we can really do wonders with in today's date and for our coming generations as well. So this is what I feel. This, when I say lingua franca, it's a friendly language, can be adopted, can be adapted, can be learned, and the impartment of it is also easy if a teacher tries and make it easy. We as educators, if we say it is difficult, it is difficult. If we say it is easy, it is easy. So the more of positive reinforcement, I'm sure that any language for that matter, we will be able to teach it to our children in a nicer way, without any inhibitions, without any hesitation. So I am very happy to be a part of this wonderful day today in some or the other way. I am a part of it. And I would surely love to listen to you all also, that what you feel and how do you associate with this wonderful language. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
before, yeah, I would like to just thank Shristi ma'am and introduce Miss Vinny Ahmed. She is one of our very senior teachers at Kumar's Global School, Lucknow. So I would request Farah ma'am to kindly introduce her and take it further. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, sir. Yes, we are very fortunate to have with us. In fact, our senior most teacher, senior most in terms of her association with our institution, of course. Otherwise, she is a wonderful teacher, a primary teacher who is able to connect so wonderfully with every little child. Always a child at heart. Vinny Ahmed ma'am. I'm sure she has got so much of experience, and it's so much to share. We would love to have her share her views on this occasion. Ma'am, unmute yourself, please.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. And so nice of Principal Sir to have this platform for us. He's trying so much every time to connect us, no matter which part of the world we are. So both the ladies who are there from Sri Lanka, I'm very happy to meet you, and Sir could make it possible. And as everything has been said by Para ma'am, as I could hear, and Shrishti ma'am, I just want to tell only sum it up in maybe few lines, that any language which connects the people, no matter which language it is, maybe the language of love, maybe the language of care, maybe any language it is. So it is going to be very important for us, because as human beings, we have to, this is one thing which we have got from God. This is the means of communication. So English has made it possible, like a global language. It has connected everyone all over the world. Maybe it could have been some other language as well, but English did it. So I salute this language in that manner. And we are fortunate that for human beings, one language could be, used as a global language all over. So this is going to be always, we are going to practice it that way. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Vinny ma'am. Thank you so much for that. So we are also fortunate enough to have with us Deputy Principal of Prince of Wales, Sri Lanka, Mr. Kumara Karunaratne. We welcome you, sir, and we would love to hear you share your views with us.
Good evening, everybody. Mr. Janak Kamalgade told me actually now itself that you have such a event. I didn't prepare for that. Even I don't know what is the topic going on. But I heard that you mentioned the importance of the English language and the commemorate the English Day. I think.
Yes, sir.
Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right.
Today is
Okay.
International English Day.
Yes, why such important the English in the globally because those people Englishmen they captured the India, the Africa, Sri Lanka, and all that. Anyhow, we have to study English because of that. Now we don't need to consider the historical development, but in the current situation, without English we can't do anything, right? Because of the English, now you are India, I'm in Sri Lanka, we exchange the communication, right? Therefore, the first thing we have to first we must learn English for the purpose of commercial. Sometimes you have to get the medical health or whatever it is. The higher education, especially, there are a lot of books we have to go through if we get the degree or whatever it is. Therefore, because I need to tell this. Sometimes some people they reject speaking English, learning English. They think that we consume our time by learning English. Anyway, that is their desire or their attitude or the belief. Anyhow, I suppose this type of these events should be go ahead further in the future to learn our younger generation. Thank you very much for giving opportunity to speak in this moment.
Thank you so much, sir. We also have our participants from Bangladesh who are here. Could you please introduce yourself? We would love to have an interaction with you. Ms. Hasini, can you introduce our Bangladeshi participants, please?
Yeah, I guess we have Ms. Nazia Nitu. I'm sorry, I'm not much aware about the designation and all, like to give a brief introduction on that. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, Ms. Nitu,
So,
yeah,
Ms.
if you can just, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're able to hear us. Okay, and who else do we have from Sri Lanka?
Yeah, Ms. Farah, first of all, I would like to thank you very much for inviting us for this event. Thank you very much. And I take this as a great pleasure to meet you all on this very special day. So I would like to start with a statement that you've highlighted. It's a language that unites. Because, for example, if it wasn't for English, we would have never connected with each other on this platform and express our ideas, like exchange our ideas. So we had this urge of a international language to connect globally. This concept of global village would have never been a reality if it wasn't for an international language like English. So like maybe around 10-20 years ago, it wasn't a main priority for students. Like they were like, we know our mother language and that's enough for us to go ahead. They were not very encouraged to learn a language like English. It was, that norm was there in Sri Lanka. They were like, we know our language, we have a very proud history, we have the language of Sinhala, we don't want another language. We had that norm. But now that norm is no more there now. Everyone has like accepted that we need to know this language, no matter about our pronunciation, no matter like how fluent you are in this, just for the sake of communication, at least we need to know this language, we need to practice this language. So the whole world is in that agreement that we need a language to communicate with each other. We need, not just to exchange our ideas, but to like, when it comes to trade, when it comes to political agendas, when it comes to everything in the global context, we need this language. So I guess like on this special day, we as teachers have to emphasize the importance of continuing the practice of this language to make our children, especially as the children in a developing country, to make them fluent, make them confident in this language. It's our responsibility, and we should, I think it's a good day to emphasize on that as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Hasini. It's nice to see you again and to talk to you again. And of course, as you said, it is because of this wonderful language that we are able to connect across all divides. I would like to leave the stage open for anyone who is here who would like to say anything. We would love to hear from everybody, in fact. This is for all our participants. You have heard our views, and we would love for you to share whatever, especially those from any other country than India and Sri Lanka who would like to share their views. Okay. At any point, if anybody would like to speak to join us in this deliberation, it would be wonderful. But okay, in the meanwhile, we have there's so many things that we do. We keep coming around to this, that even though English has become so integral to our lives, it is often very difficult to get our students really involved, because they tend to see it as something tough, something difficult, something different, something which is not theirs. So we keep on working on, yes, we would be happy to hear from anybody who would like to speak, even in their own language. I'm sure that Sasni can help us with translation.
Yeah,
I would like to give some part of the poem, right? Anybody
Yes,
can explain it further, right? Right, okay.
Right.
They say, give me an answer true. I am so crazy, all for the love of you. I don't have a golden carriage. I have only cycle carriage. You look so sweet upon a seat, a cycle marriage for two. They say, give me an answer true. I am so crazy, all for the love of you. You look so sweet upon a seat, a cycle marriage for two.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. All right. Anyone else who would like to share something on this occasion?
Yeah, I guess this is the opportunity for us Sri Lankan teachers. If anyone would like to add anything, even in the language of Sinhala, it doesn't matter. Y'all are welcome to like add your ideas. Yeah, teachers from Sri Lanka.
I think everybody is feeling a little uncomfortable about opening up. Okay, so what do you say, Ms. Hassan? Should we try a little activity?
Yeah, sure. We can go ahead with an activity.
Yes. Okay, so we have, this is something that we actually planned and we conducted for our students today on the occasion of World English Day. We just challenge them to, test their knowledge of English language and literature. So we'll just not go through the whole quiz, but definitely we'll do a little bit of it and see if we get some response from our participants. Okay, shall we? All right, I'll share my screen. Okay. Right, I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, let's start. So it's basically very simple, but it's like kind of, it was meant for the kids. And I'm sure that all of us can use activities like this to make our children more enthusiastic about learning. Okay, so this is our first question, very basic. Who is known as the father of English poetry? You can actually
William
see.
Shakespeare, right?
No.
It's William Shakespeare.
No, it isn't. You can see his picture there, and you can see the language that he wrote, and it's actually English, even though we don't recognize it anymore. That's how English was.
Geoffrey Chaucer?
Yes, it's Geoffrey Chaucer. Great. Okay, so that's one. Okay, the next question is, which is the novel that is popularly known as the first English novel? It may not actually be the first, but generally it is assumed to be the first English novel. It's a scene.
Robinson Crusoe?
Yes, Miss Hasani, perfect. Robinson Crusoe. Okay, and that is the picture of a theater which was built by William Shakespeare's theater company, and he was actually a shareholder in that. So, do you know the name?
Globe Theatre.
Okay, Globe Theatre, yes. Okay. Right,
Yeah,
now this
okay.
one,
Great.
this is like, which is the last letter added to the English alphabet?
J.
It wasn't in the same sequence before. Yes.
J.
J, it's J? Okay.
Yes, J.
Okay. Yeah, it was J. And there's a story behind that. Actually, originally I and J, there was no differentiation. It was one letter and then it was split up into two. And next, 11% of the English that we write is only one letter. That is, which one? Which is the most common letter?
E.
Okay, it's E. Right. And which is the adjective that is used the most in English? Yeah, I know. All right. Who would
May
like to
I?
try?
May I?
Okay, ma'am. Mrs.
May I?
Bhattacharya, please
Okay.
go ahead.
Good.
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 Yes, actually, it is good because we use that a lot in English speakers.
Yes, yes.
Everywhere keep on saying good. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Look at these sentences. Okay, they are examples of a pangram, something known as a pangram. So what is a pangram?
May I?
You are like, the student in the class who always puts their hand up first.
So
Give
may I?
others a chance.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Right.
We as teachers, we know every class has one who has all the answers. Yeah, you can look at the sentences and see what is common there. Any guesses?
It has got all the alphabet.
Yes, both of them have got all the letters of the alphabet, all 26 letters. See? Yeah, and we call them pangrams. And everybody's familiar with Harry Potter, right? The Harry Potter series actually brought children back to reading. Before that, kids didn't read anymore. It was this series which made it popular again. So, the Dursley family, the aunt and uncle of Harry Potter, what was their address? Everybody's seen the movies, right? Even if we haven't read the books. Yes, who wants to try? Trying to remember.
Bracknell?
Yeah, it was in Surrey, but what was the address? The house address.
Drivet Drive.
Privet, it's Privet.
I was
Privet
like
Drive.
confused.
Oh, Privet
Privet or
Drive.
Drivet.
Yeah, it's not Privet, it's Privet. Okay.
I was close by.
Yeah, you were close. Okay, and you know all about Peter Pan, right? And what is the instrument that he played?
Flute.
Flute.
Ah, flute. Okay, yes, it's known as the pan flute. And it was supposed to be played by the god Pan. And that was the flute which Peter Pan also played. Okay. Who do we consider in English as the father of science fiction? Which are the most famous science fiction novels in English literature? And who wrote them? Okay, I guess it is like English teachers don't want to take a chance, They feel like, what if I'm wrong? Okay, Nina ma'am.
H.G. Wells.
Can you name some of the novels?
Novels. Not really. Can't think of any novel.
Science fiction in English
Science
literature.
fiction. Yeah, science fiction. Okay, let me think.
There was one
Time
about
Machine?
Yes, the time machine. And there was one about the invasion from Mars. War of the Worlds.
Even some short stories also.
Yeah, some short stories
like
also.
The Red Room and something like that. I think The Red Room.
The Invisible Man.
The Country of the
Yes,
Blind.
The Invisible Man, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even in all the syllabuses of the world, The Invisible Man. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, okay, now this should be easy. These are some lines, famous lines in English literature. So, can we identify the poets? wrote them? There's some disturbance. Okay. All right. Am I audible? Yes, water, water everyone, or any drop to drink? One of those poems that we all have studied or taught at some point. You know which poem? Heard of Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner?
No.
Who's the poet?
The rhyme of the ancient mariner.
Yes, and the name of the poet is?
Samuel Taylor.
Okay, Samuel Taylor Coleridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samuel
The
Taylor.
second one, I think everybody should know. All the world's a stage.
William Shakespeare.
Of course, William Shakespeare. I wandered lonely as a cloud.
William Wordsworth.
William Wordsworth. Daffodils.
Daffodils.
Daffodils. Okay, to be or not to be, that is the question.
William Shakespeare.
Okay, yes, to be or not to be, Hamlet, William Shakespeare. And two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled by?
Robert Frost. The
Robert
road not
Frost.
taken.
Yes, Robert Frost,
The road not taken.
Yeah. So this is, I think these are common to, again, English syllabuses everywhere in the world. When we teach literature, we have to teach these things. And we all have gone through studying most of this as students as well. So, yeah. So we'll stop with this. It was just like a kind of part of the celebration, because when we celebrate English Day, we also recall the great writers of English and the little things that actually all of us study. So if we do this, if we involve our students in this kind of an activity, it will make them feel a sense of connection, because when they get an answer right, the satisfaction they feel, even if it's a guess, okay, they are never going to forget that particular thing ever in their lives. So it may even inspire them to pick up the book and read it, or to try and find the poem and actually find out what it's all about. So this was just a small demonstration. Also, it was really meant to be kind of an icebreaker. So, and I'm really happy that everybody, all our participants from Sri Lanka and India, were so enthusiastic about it. Right. So again, over to you, Ms. Hasni, if there is anybody whom you know by their name and you can request them to participate and to speak, share their views, calling them out by their names. Then they can't keep silent.
Yeah, Ms. SriLanka, yeah, would you like to add something? Sorry to interrupt you, Ms. SriLanka. There's something wrong with the mic, I guess. We can't hear you actually.
It's muted,
Not yet, not yet. We can't hear you still.
How about now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. As the previous ma'am said, this is an international language. we would be very thankful for everyone to having like this session, because we as one family, we can talk, we can communicate with each other because of this language being an international language. And for the as learners, as educators, we should know what is the importance of this international language. Most probably we are using this as a second language, and probably there are so many students, people who like to have the opportunities like this, but the problem is they are not that much aware of the language. They are afraid of speaking, they are afraid of using this language, because I think they think about more, because they are thinking about grammar, pronunciation, and like that. That's why we are always comparing this language with our mother language. That's the reason, as I think, because there are so many differences between our mother language and this language. So as the educators or learners, I think we have to help people. We have to make them aware that we should not fear, we should not afraid of this using this language. By giving like these opportunities to the other students in all over the country, I think that's very good. We should thank you, our sir, our institute, as well as this who are organizing this event today in India. We should thank them for giving us this opportunity to express our views as well. Thank you very much. That's all. Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Definitely. I was just going to
Yes.
call you, in fact.
Okay. No, I totally agree with Nilanka ma'am that, you see, so powerful English has become that it is now the lingua franca of the entire world. You know, it is bringing together everyone for trade and communication, and it is serving as a required second language in almost every nation. So we all know that it has become the official language of nearly 16 countries throughout the world, and it seems to gain ground with every passing year. So I think there are, you know, these type of reasons. Because of these reasons, we should celebrate English Language Day by learning a bit about its history and words that may not be in use at the moment. And we should learn about where it's spoken, how it's used. Maybe take some time to help someone learning English get a little better at it, or even learn about the different variations there are, like, you know, Canadian English, UK English, Scots English, and American English. All have their own little colloquialisms, you know, and slang, and they differ broadly from each other. So wouldn't it be interesting to learn how one language can have so many variations and still be considered a single language? So English Day gives you the chance to do just that. Yeah.
Very true. Very true, ma'am. And yeah, you actually you are echoing the thoughts of George Bernard Shaw, who said we are like one common people divided by one language. So yes, he thought that way. Yes.
Ma'am, even I want to say 2 lines.
Sure.
I just want to say this, that we as teachers, as we know that English is very important for our children, for everyone. So we as teachers should try to inculcate in our small children, you know, right from the beginning, a love for reading. And as my teacher used to say, always be seen with a book. Always you should carry a book. So there should be a love for reading And as we are going to have our summer vacation round the corner, we should ask our children to read some storybooks, novels, and English books. So this is going to be great, and we should try to inculcate this love of reading in our children right from the young.
Very true. This love of reading is actually what makes the whole world open up before us.
Yes, the more they will read, the more they will understand.
You can actually travel the world without even setting foot out of your home. It's just books that bring everything so close to you. So you learn about cultures, you learn about faraway places.
Imagination also.
And creative thinking,
creativity,
and expression. Certainly. Books. And I would say that there are a lot of good movies. You know, children these days watch only one particular type of cinema, that is the superhero stuff. But there is so much in the world of cinema that can help them in acquiring the language, help them in learning how to be better human beings.
Yeah.
There are so many really good films for children or suitable for children. And I think as teachers, we can even do that. We can even give them a list of movies to watch over the vacations. They might like that more than reading. And it might actually, and they might do it, you know, it will be easier. It's like 2 hours and you're done. So if we can make out lists of movies which are good for them and encourage them to watch them, that would also be a good step.
Yes, I think this one thing can be done for our children for the summer vacation. You know, we should give some list of
of books, list of
such
films.
books and good films, good English films.
Good films. Yes,
English films.
Good English
films. Yeah, the more they are in touch with English, you know, by reading or watching, the more they are going to learn. Because English is all about practice. It's a language. And to learn a language, you need to practice. Simple.
You need to listen. You need to speak.
Listen. Yeah. Listen, practice. The more you practice, it's going to be better for you.
A lot of parents also feel that, you know, reading other things than textbooks is a waste of time. We need to educate them as well. We need to counsel them. Encourage your child to read. The more that books will never be a waste of time.
Yes.
What would you say to that, Ms. Hasini, Ms. SriLanka, and others?
Yeah, sure. I would like to agree with Ms. Nina, because reading makes a full man. So the more you read, the better you become, and the more knowledgeable you become. So it's not only in terms of acquiring the knowledge, it's about history. It's about how you learn to admire something. Maybe when it comes to a poem, because now many decades ago, the generation who used to admire literature in terms of human qualities, I believe they were far better than us, because this poetry, this history can inculcate a lot of good qualities in a human. So when you give this opportunity to a child, they can learn a lot of things, because nowadays, without history, without literature, children are just concerning about development, technological advancements. They are in another competition, because they don't know the values, they don't know what was there in our history, how we've evolved through years. They don't know any of these. Their only concern is they have to get involved in this race, in this competition. Because when I was in grade 11, I learned literature, which was a very lovely subject. I didn't study it for my higher studies, but 1 or 2 years I got the opportunity for study. I can still remember the feeling that we get when we are describing a poem, when we are describing a literature review, that feeling. You can get into your own imaginary world, can go, get back into another 100 years, 200 years back, and you can imagine how they lived, how they got together as a family and sort out the problems. You can learn a lot of things from literature. Because so I think we should give the same opportunity to our the present generation, because I feel like they're getting away, like they are not getting in touch with this concept. So I guess like we should encourage them in reading, no matter like whether it's a printed book, it can be a online an ebook even, because they most of the time they prefer to refer the modern technological devices. So it doesn't matter whether it's a printed one or a ebook, as long as we encourage them to read. I mean, it will not impact the language, but also to create a human with more values, I guess. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that was very, very apt. That was something that that is an extension of what Winnie ma'am was actually saying. If a child at a very young age is not encouraged to read, then a whole world of feelings, emotions, connections, they are just missed out. That's what literature actually brings to your life. It teaches you to feel through others. It teaches you empathy. It connects you with other cultures. It connects you with other people. It makes you understand how others are feeling. That is so important for a human being. The less we read, the less we experience of that, other people's happiness, other people's pain. We don't get that. So the lives that the people in the books live, we live through them. And so much, as you said, history, culture, feelings, family, all those things are lost out when a child doesn't read. So yes, let's all make that effort, whether we teach English or not. It doesn't matter. We can all recommend some books, as ma'am said. We can give them a list. And yes, that would be perfect. It doesn't matter if you are a science teacher or you are a history teacher. You can always give them a set of books which may connect with your subject and still be literature. It's always science fiction, historical fiction, so many things. So
yeah, and also for the vocabulary building, I think dictionary is the best thing. I still remember my childhood when, after completing my homework, I used to play. So my father used to ask me about my work. So I used to give him this answer that, yeah, my work is done, so I'm free. So he said, he used to say that, how can you kill the time? I mean, how can you kill the time? It's fine, you have done your homework, but still you can utilize this time for, enriching your vocabulary. So do one thing, just go and get the dictionary, start making notes. Has anyone heard of making notes from the dictionary? He used to say that, find out those words. Yes, true, Parama. So, like he used to say that, find out difficult words, write in your copy, and start learning them along with their meanings. He used to be after my life for this. So, yeah. So this is something which really made me, write a lot of words. Well, gradually, I stopped doing that because I was too busy with other works, other, studies and all things. So yeah, but we need to make some efforts for today's generation.
no, I
Yes.
totally agree. I mean, I had a similar experience, not exactly the same, but similar. When I was an only child, I had nothing to do. I would hang around at home saying, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored. And my parents would be like, see all these books there, start reading them. And nobody ever monitored what level of book. Or whatever. They said, it's a book, pick it up and read it. And often when I was 9, 10, I read novels, which I didn't, many of the things were beyond my understanding. And when I went to my mother and said, what does this mean? She said, there's the dictionary. Find out.
Yeah.
So that's how it worked.
Yeah. Yes, of course. So definitely, I think parents need to take some initiative, as well as, I mean, they should cooperate with the teachers. It's not only the teacher's job, but I think parents should also take some responsibility.
Definitely. But you know what? I feel these days, often, I'm sure all of us feel it as educators, that children seem to spend more time with teachers than they do with parents these days. And our responsibility is actually bigger than it was in the past. At home, nobody has time. they are out, parents are out, children are out, and then the 6 hours that they spend in school is actually more than the quality time they're spending with their parents. So there are a lot of things that we need to do, which parents are not able to do these days in this changing society.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I hope there's nobody left out who's still hesitating to speak.
There are quite a lot
Yeah,
of
there are quite a few
participants.
people. Yes,
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, most of them don't seem to be very keen to share their views today. But I'm sure
Though,
if we,
yeah,
we
we
keep on
wanted to hear
connecting like
them.
this,
We wanted to
uh,
hear them.
definitely. I also wanted to hear the people from Bangladesh, and because they are there, so they are from another country and another environment. We wanted to hear their views also, like you know, whether they face the same kind of scenario that we do, or whether things are different out there. So right. So if we have heard from everyone, I think now who wanted to speak. And yes, Ms. Hassan, is there anyone whom you know? Anyone
who
else
would
whose
like
name
to,
you know?
yeah, who would like to, share their views?
I guess we still have Miss Samona Parvas from Bangladesh, ma'am. Yeah, if you would like, you can add something.
Hello everybody, Assalamualaikum. I am Samona Parvez, exam controller of Adak Public School from Bangladesh. How are you all?
Fine,
Yeah,
thank you, ma'am. How are
right.
you, ma'am? Thank you so much.
Okay,
So
thank
happy
you.
to see you.
Okay.
Yes.
I am very glad to meet you all. Thank you for inviting me on the occasion.
Ma'am Sumona, we would like to hear from you. As the occasion, of course, is International English Day, we would just like to know what kind of challenges you face in Bangladesh with regards to English.
Okay, in our school, I face some problems when I teach English in the class. I'm not English teacher, I'm exam controller. My background is also Bengali, but I have some English spoken course. So that I have faced some problem that our students are not so easy, not used to in English language, and their family are also not so educated. That is the great problem to teach English and English learning English. And nowadays English is very global. English is the second language, and I think we live in a global, nowadays the whole world became a global village, and English is very useful, and the second language. Though every student should learn English, and they should try English to familiar with English, but the mother language they are fluent, but the English is very difficult to learn, and very difficult to teach for the teachers also.
So what do you do? How do you try to motivate the students and to take more interest in English?
I have motivated the students by learn more and read more, and by enrich the vocabulary of their vocabulary. And in the exam, I help them to understand the questions from the passages. I have throw some passages on the questions to help them. So I try to easier to learn the English language from them.
Okay, so you do agree that reading is the best solution the more they read, I suppose even with the simple texts, progressing from there to more complex ones, some amount of reading is necessary for children. If we
Reading,
only,
listening.
yes, listening,
Listening,
yes,
reading, and
because
speaking
if,
also.
speaking, yes, the hesitation that they have in speaking, do you also face that? No, they're not ready to actually speak up in English.
Yes.
So when everybody shares a common language, then it happens. They don't want to speak in any other language. Mother language is common to everyone.
Well, I think this is one problem even we also
face it too,
face.
yes.
Yeah, we face it because where parents are not literate, or they have less knowledge of English, then the child suffers sometimes.
Yes.
So we as teachers, we have big responsibility then.
I think we all share the
Yes, ma'am.
process
Yes, ma'am.
or techniques.
Exactly.
How can we
Exactly.
easier to English to our students, or how can we teach
Yes.
easily our students in English vocabulary or English language also.
Definitely.
Yes, I think it's very important for us to keep connecting with each other like this, not
Yes,
only
yes.
on these forums, even on a personal level. It would be
Okay.
great if we could share whatever we are trying and what works. We can share it with each other, and I think
Yes.
there should be like a kind of
We should
more
have the
dialogue between
platform to
teachers.
share our ideas
Yes,
and techniques
yes,
also.
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Because the things we study in teachers training are not always applicable as they are. We need to modify them. So when we try something new and it works, we should have a forum on which we can share it with others.
Of course, and as we all know, learning is an ongoing process. So
Absolutely.
definitely we are also going to learn something from all of you there who are present today. So yeah, so we don't want to miss that opportunity. So I think we should keep meeting like this.
Yes. I think teachers training skills are very important and helpful for us, but we should also practice, and we should also connect it all in this purpose.
Okay, so is there somebody else whom you know from Ms. Nazia? Are you able to connect? Would you like to share some views? Thank you so much, Sumona ma'am. Look forward to meeting you again and having a more fruitful discussion in future.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all.
Yeah, madam, I am here. I have facing some network problem. I will there, but I can't able. Thank you, Farah ma'am. You asked some question about technique, which student appreciate. So here, English language is not our main language, and in our country, school, there are two types of school. One type is Bangla version, which is our mother language version, and other is the English version. So those students who are able to go English version school, they studies all the subject in English language. But in mother Bangla version, they studies as a subject English as a subject. So they are really not interested about English. They just study and try to pass the exam, but they did not feel any kind of curiosity or any kind of loving. They don't try to speak in English, and we are not actually we are not very much good in English also. In Bangla version teachers, we studied our lecture in Bangla. Although the student and teachers are also in same platform. I am a teacher, but I am not also good at English. I just able to some sentence, that you also understand. I am not good in English also. But
ma'am, yeah, we really appreciate that you came up and you expressed your views. That's really good, ma'am.
thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yes.
And actually, we really appreciate your
Yes.
confidence and the perfect clarity with which you're speaking. There is
Yes.
no difficulty in understanding what you're saying,
Hmm.
and it's effective communication. So I don't think that there is anything really wrong with your English. You must have more confidence in yourself.
Yes. This is what I
We
wanted to
understand
say.
everything that you're saying
Yes.
perfectly clearly.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And one thing I also feel that Bangladesh is not as a very much where foreigner come in our country. So they did not feel we should learn English. We can do all the thing in Bangla. There is no necessary. But in other countries, just like India and Nepal, where every other country people visit, a shopkeeper also need to learn English by I can't understand.
Selling
For
products.
Selling.
Yes, for their
Selling.
business. Yes.
For their
but
business.
in our
Yeah.
country, shopkeepers don't need English. And
Yes.
they didn't feel to
Yes,
learn English. That's one point I feel.
Yeah, that's true, because of course everybody speaks Bangla. Everybody has one language. Unlike India, where even speaking to people from our own country becomes a problem because we have so many languages. So yes, you have that. And Sri Lanka, of course, is a big tourist destination, so they have a lot of foreigners coming.
Yes.
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 We know in our country, in India, I mean, as a that every pupil who did not learn other language or other subject but know English. In our country, this is not possible.
Yes, of course. Exposure is a very big issue. As you say, they don't come in contact with people from outside, so they don't have any need. Like all your needs are fulfilled in your own language. But still, as the world, students don't realize that the world is changing, and it is changing very fast. And until and unless we are ready to communicate with people in other parts of the world, someday we will face that block in life. That's true. So today, as we have been able to talk, it's mainly because of English, as our language is different and yours is different, but still we have communicated. So this is, it is so important, don't you think, that people should, of all over the world, should be able to connect? And this English is the only tool which is there to make it possible.
Yes.
It's a great opportunity for us.
Just because of this
like
English
that.
language, we could understand what ma'am was saying, Nazia ma'am was saying, because of her English language, because of her knowledge of English language. So this shows that how important this language is.
We are lucky. We are lucky that already we have got one language which we can use to convey our, whatever we think, we can communicate with each other. Otherwise, if we would have been at that point of time that no such language was there, then an interpreter would have been needed, or we would have struggled with our sign language. So we should be thankful to this language and our luck that we have got one language by which we can communicate with each other, isn't it? That's how it is.
Yes. Yes.
So that
of course, yes, ma'am.
is
Yeah.
the importance
Yes.
of this language. Okay, our mother tongue is very important for us. Of course, I respect my mother tongue, and that is the language which I love the most, Hindi. But of course, English is as important to us because by that we are able to communicate with each other. That is a global language, and that we have got a ready-made language to work on. We don't have to do anything other than that. that we have to learn this language. And one more thing I want to tell Nazia over there. Nazia, you must be having BBC over there, maybe some English channels on your TV. Ask your children to watch those, news. They will, they will get to know what is happening around the world. That is going to enhance their general knowledge and also their English. So please ask them to watch BBC, because BBC always gives good debates, good news, and everything is good over there. So that is a nice channel to watch.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, because as we discussed earlier also, I think good English books which are suitable for children, good English programs, good English movies suitable for their age should be encouraged by teachers, by parents, so that their vocabulary can be enhanced. Yes, ma'am.
You have books which are meant for very young children. There's, I think, one of the world's top best-selling books of all times is a book called The Very Hungry Caterpillar, which is meant for 3-year-old children. And it has sold more than any other novel written for adults. So I think if 5 million people could buy the book for their kids, we can encourage children to read simple books when they are very, very young. And once the habit starts at the age of 3 or 4, it's never going to go away. Books are like, reading is like an addiction. Once you get into it, you can't live without books, right? So we have books for every level. We have books for children of all ages. And we should make children read simple things which they can understand at a very young age. The moment they learn how to read, give them a book. Instead of, what we all are guilty of, giving them smartphones, let's give them books.
Yes.
Yes.
Smartphone is actually,
Yes,
it is actually, No, actually, what I'm, okay, there's someone. Yes, sir, please.
So
Yes.
because you talked about the book, right? The Indian book is a very valuable Rendered Martin. That is the famous book.
Oh, yes.
Mentioned you, right? Very grammar, every grammar is there included. The other thing is why we can't speak in English, because there's a theory. There are 3 theories, right? Nativist and the constructivist, and other I can't remember. Anyhow, the person who, according to the nativist, they say the person who speak the neighbor people, they speak in English or Tamil or Sinhala, automatically they would have that capabilities, right? Under the constructivist, they say no, it's okay, but the teachers must give competence to the students. That is the 2 things we have to do. The other problem is some teachers or some people, they use English as an ornament, right? Then sometimes, but if we can use it as a tool, no need to worry about that. Anybody can do, because I have done in 3 degrees, my basic degree BCom and masters and other PGDM also. I could have passed the exam, but I have a problem pronunciation and all that. But I don't afraid to the face, because I use English as a tool, not the ornament. Right? Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Very good.
Yes, sir. I would like to add something to Kumar. Yeah. So the reason that most of the students, most of the people are reluctant to communicate in this language is they don't accept this as just a mode of communication.
Exactly.
I believe it's just for the purpose of communication, not to show your fluency over a language or that you are knowledgeable on this language. It's just to communicate as people from different platforms. So as long as you believe in that context, I think you will gain the confidence in using this language, in practicing this language. Because as Sri Lankans, as Ms. Nazia said, we also have the same problem here in Sri Lanka, not in the main cities like Colombo, Galle, Kurunegala, or the main cities, but in the suburb cities, in the very rural villages, we still have this problem. Most of the children, they just know maybe 1 or 2 words in English. They haven't seen the world out, I mean, over the seas. They haven't seen that world. They are just like struggling to overcome the day-to-day problems, right? They're not like, they don't have the concern over another language. They have many more other things to focus on. So in that case, like they don't get the importance of another language. I mean, they don't know what is another language to communicate with the world. So we as Sri Lankans also have that issue. So I guess we as teachers have to create a platform that accepts mistakes, that we welcome mistakes. So we have to encourage children. So we have to make them confidence that you have to use this language just as a mode of communication. I mean, you're always welcome to make mistakes, because we even make mistakes in our own mother language. So why can't we do the same thing when it comes to a second language, right? So we have to build that confidence among our children and encourage them in going forward. Yeah,
Yes. So in addition to what Hasani ma'am said, there is one rule in my class. All the children, they are strictly instructed to speak in English only. Whether they speak wrong, okay, or right, or whether they are struggling for one word, okay, but they are instructed to speak in English. And once we are a little strict with them in the school, at least, they are, going to speak English one day, very nicely, perfectly. So this is what, children, this is how children learn.
Yeah, it's like swimming, right? Unless you get into water, like
Yes.
you will never be able to learn it. So yes, you need to get the practice.
And I just want to say one thing, like Hasani ma'am had said that everybody is using the mobile, and they can also, read the Kindle edition. Okay, we should try to check the usage of phones just for the sake of entertainment. Everybody is very mobile savvy these days, and we should, we should try to put this interest in their mind of using the books, or maybe if they want to use the mobile, they can just read the Kindle edition.
Question number 8
E-books, as you said, Kindle edition. So that was good.
Minus 64.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so yes, we have definitely gone way beyond just celebrating International English Day. We have actually experienced what we have been talking about. This morning, it was just telling the students, yes, what is the importance of English as a global language, how it connects people, how it unites people. And in this session, we have actually experienced that. So this is the biggest lesson I think that take from here.
36 upon me 64 जाएगा.
Somebody's
7 कहाँ से लाए आप ये बताओ.
Somebody's mic is
7 कहाँ से लाए.
गलत है. Somebody is teaching maths.
समझ में आया?
I think you can mute. Yeah, I think it's fine
now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, it's fine now. Yes. So yes, we have had first-hand experience of it today. We have all connected across the divide. We have connected across borders. We have connected with different levels of English. And yes, English is, as Hasani ma'am said, a tool, and it should be seen as such. When communication is effective, that's all that counts. You've managed to say what you want to say, and the person in front of you has got it. That's all that matters. We are not striving to speak like the British or the Americans. We don't want to be like them. And in fact, today the world accepts that there is no such thing as standard English. There are world Englishes. Every country, there are 67 countries where English is the official or second official language. And in each of those 67 countries, people speak it differently. They have their own pronunciation. They even have their own spellings. They have their own phrases. They speak it in exactly the way it suits them. In many places, generally in India too, we have phrases in English which are translations of phrases from our mother language. So what we understand, right? And anyone whom we speak to can figure out what it means. So we don't have to aspire to sound like anybody else. We have to be satisfied with the way we are and happy with the way we are, because English is not something borrowed now. It is something which belongs to us. Like for Indians, it is ours, right? It's not like we are using someone else's language. It is ours as much as it is anyone else's. And even if you think about a small little island called England, at every 14 miles, the dialect changes. They speak English in 200 different ways. So if in their own country, in the country where it originated, it is spoken differently by different people, then why should we be uncomfortable about it? I think our English is as valid as anybody else's English. We should be happy. We should be proud that we have made it our own. It belongs to us and we use it the way we need to use it. And yes, it helps us communicate and connect. It helps us because there are so many things. Unfortunately or fortunately, it is the language of technology. And this technology, which drives the world today, it's in all communication. 80% of whatever you find on the internet is in English. So yes, it has become a necessity, but it is also a beautiful language, as we discuss the literature and how important that is to us. It is a language with so much variety. It is a language which has so many different forms. Again, as many people as who use the language, as many countries use the language, that number of varieties. So we are fortunate. In fact, we are blessed that we have had an opportunity to learn this language, to experience it, and to use it in different ways. I think we should be really happy that we are English users.
Now we are able to pass it on to the next generation.
And yes, and we are able to pass it on to the next generation.
Generation, yeah.
Yes, Ms. Nazia, did you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. We have Ramadan time and our iftar time is coming soon.
Yes, that we are just about to close. It's the same year.
So don't mind, please. With your permission, may I leave the meeting?
Yes, of course, ma'am, of course. We are just going to, we were just closing. So thank you for being with us.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll see you again.
Yes, we will see you soon. All right. So we have, in fact, been talking for almost an hour and a half. And we have discovered so many things. We have shared so many things. And it has been wonderful. And we are very, very thankful to every single participant. We really look forward to meeting you again. This was the second time we met Ms. Hasani and we talked to her. And hopefully all of you will be there the next time we meet. So it will be, we'll get to know each other better as time goes on. And we will, of course, be able to share our experiences and whatever is really good for her. And Kumara sir, thank you so much for adding so much of life to this meeting, to this discussion. We really, really have gained a lot by your presence.
Thank you, Farah ma'am.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was
Thank you so much.
Farah, on behalf of the association, I would like to thank all the Indian teachers for giving us this opportunity. And I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused due to less participation from our end. We hope we can sort out this during the next sessions. So thank you very much for a wonderful session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.